Этот короткометражный фильм называется «История гвоздей». Это хроника моего путешествия из Москвы в Восточную Сибирь. И я был готов назвать фильм так: «Облако в трениках». Вспоминая футуризм в поисках Дальневосточной Республики. Автор Гриф Рис.
In 1917, there were two revolutions in Russia. The February Revolution forced the abdication of the Tsar. The October Revolution led to the removal of the provisional government by the Bolsheviks, and the Soviet Union emerged. The five-year-old Russian Futurist movement, meanwhile, proposed a third revolution, a spiritual revolution that would place futurism as the official artistic doctrine of the new communist Soviet state. Year zero for the arts, there would be no looking back, only forward. Goodbye, Pushkin. Viva Mayakovsky. Moscow was awash with radicals overjoyed by the possibilities of the revolution. Anarchist, communist and futurist artists intermingled in theatres and bars and talked of the future into the small hours. But the period directly after the revolution was a time of civil war, and stark lines were drawn in the snow. In time, the Soviet Union and the Stalin would suppress abstract expression and artistic adventure, and many of the radicals were forced into exile or to practice their art in secret. Many would be executed. In Siberia, however, events took a very different turn. The Far Eastern Republic was effectively a buffer state allied to the European Russian communists in Moscow. Here, the futurists, anarchists and communists were allied under an ambitious American-style constitution. Some of the futurists in Moscow pondered a move east to participate in this new utopian environment. But the Soviet takeover of the Far Eastern Republic was imminent. The civil war was coming to an end, and the short-lived FER experiment was over almost before it began. It had lasted from 1920 to 1922. I often wonder how Siberia's Far Eastern Republic might have panned out as an alternative laboratory for radical thought. A different form of communism that rejected the totalitarian and conservative shackles of the age could have been exported throughout the Soviet Union and beyond. So the song features a special guest,
следующей песне участвует наш специальный гость.
It's a kind of takes a role of a drummer.
Он у нас примет роль барабанщика.
But we need to find a name for it, so I was thinking we could find a name typical of Siberia.
Есть такая традиция, нам нужно для этого метронома придумать имя. Можете ли вы придумать какое-то имя типичное такое сибирское?
Ifim. Please, welcome on stage, Ifim. The Russian Futurists participated in cinema, poetry, art, theatre and music. This was a cross-discipline proto-punk pop movement of photogenic idols that would have been very comfortable in the 21st century and were visionaries in their own time. Not to be mixed up with the Italian fascist futurists that were completely different, obviously.
История гвоздей. Наковальня бьет по токарному станку. Автоматически произведенные головы. Конструктивистские кусочки свинца.
In the FER, the futurist movement could have continued the artistic, technological and cinematic innovation of the early 20th century that Russia was pioneering on a global level. I imagine that a communist, commodity-free pop culture may have emerged. A more agitated version of the Beatles would have originated not from Liverpool, but from 1930s Vladivostok, of mixed gender like ABBA with the synthesizers of Kraftwerk, and would make constructivist movies to augment their recordings. The future Cold Wars would have surely melted to the charismatic, innovative chimes of socialist soft power. Capitalism would not have monopolized the notion of freedom of expression. Only in an impenetrable parallel universe, or possibly a black hole, would radical visionaries have been corralled into yuppie enclaves to become the foot soldiers of real estate developers as the double agents of displacement and arts wash. Of course, these are merely the thoughts and hallucinations of a romantic club singer, and it wasn't to be. But we can all hope to cross Siberia to Vladivostok. And if it's a bridge too far physically, then we can all visit the Vladivostok of the mind. To avow the values and to be spiritual citizens of the long-lost Far Eastern Republic, and to never look back. As for my own physical journey, I turned back in Krasnoyarsk. It was -17 and I'd left my gloves in Wales, so I never actually stepped foot in the former FER Holy Land. But I was reassured by the knowledge that, in a sense, a revolutionary futurist spiritualism can be achieved from the comfort of my own home, and can be from yours too. Just follow these simple steps and remember, The bourgeoisie have no monopoly on art. The proletariat are sick of the figurative and will embrace the conceptual white elephant. Abstraction and innovation are your friends and will change your flat tire. Now, every morning, I drink a glass of water, open a window that faces east, cup my mouth with my hands to create a loudspeaker, and I declare:
Да здравствует внутренняя и дальневосточная республика.
of the mind.